Increased blood sugar will cause these 9 signs. Often we desire for a thing that's away with the entire body and we have no idea the reason for that. When something happens to be not ideal for the entire body, we encounter signs. The consequences are the process of the body intended for telling all of us that there is a problem. Recognizing the actual signs will help you find out what is actually going on. Humans' blood usually has sugars as carbs and glucose. The ideal way of measuring glucose offers vitality towards the organs as well as cells in your body. In order to keep the amount of sugar at a regular range, the body needs insulin. The insulin is body hormone that delivers the sugar to the tissues in the body. That individual with type 1 diabetes, the actual resistance structure affects the tissues in the human's pancreas which produce the insulin. At people having a type 2 diabetic disease, their bodies generate insulin, however it cannot utilize it legitimately. Your body produces bodily hormones to deal with stress as well as sickness if you are worried or even debilitated, which can cause triggering high sugar. There are many causes of high sugar and some are surgery or even injury, much less movement or even exercise more than normal, insufficient insulin, certain medicines, contamination or even disease, as well as drinking and eating much more sugars compared to expected. Once the levels of the sugar elevated, they start to make problems. The blood vessels wind up injured and can trigger many problems. It can trigger kidney sickness, stroke or even loss of eyesight, tingling, burning up or deadness. High amounts of glucose can result in deadness or even shiver within the feet, hip and legs and fingers. It is created by diabetic damaged nerves, an entanglement of diabetic disease. Without proper levels of glucose in the blood to help the body's vitality, you might always ask for food that the body requires as an energy source. High glucose levels end up in the pee and kidneys and require much more drinking water, which can trigger often need for peeing. Higher levels of sugar in the pee and kidneys can cause extended thirst, unexplained weight loss or even gain. Once the cells in your body don't obtain the needed sugar, the body burns up fat as well as muscles vitality. It may lead to unusual or unexpected weight reduction as well as gain. Exhaustion. When our body does not obtain the glucose that is required for energy, a person can end up feeling tired constantly. Once the body is lopsided, the mind endures. Higher levels of sugar can cause memory space issues as well as trouble focusing. High amounts of glucose damages the nerve fibers. If the injuries or slashes are recouping gradually, you need to check the blood sugar. Blurred eyesight or unsteadiness. Obstructed eyesight and unsteadiness must not be ignored in any way, particularly if occurred all of a sudden. Higher levels of sugar can be a reason behind them.